together in 2020, hanging out and thinking deeply on where our lives were going in ways that changed and impacted us in 2021, 2022, and beyond. But this book is also for anyone who wants to follow along as if you were one of my family members. I'm sure that the COVID-19 pandemic caused many people to think about their own lives, just as we did at our house. I've learned a lot of hard lessons over my 58 years and experienced my share of triumphs too. It all led me to that moment of increased consciousness, and I want to retrace that path for you. I've had the opportunity to play with Michael Jordan at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and for the legendary UNC coach, Dean Smith, to win NBA championships alongside Akeem Olajuwon in Houston, to help launch an Emmy-winning broadcast, then take it to new heights with my current partners, Ernie, Charles, and Shaq. The way I look at it, it would be selfish to hold to myself all the information that I've been fortunate enough to acquire. This book is my small contribution to an era of awakening and action. Before the pandemic, I told you all that 2020 would be the harvest season for you. I put that on every hashtag on social media and every text I sent you that year as a final message. Hashtag harvest season. I talked to you all about planting the seeds of hard work and how this would be the year to harvest the fruit of your labor. And 2020 started with that happening. Kayla Brianna, at 26, you had settled into your new apartment across town and continued to blossom as an actress and a singer. Monique, at 23, you had just recently moved out of the guest house. I cried upon realizing that my first batch of kids was out of the nest. And you got your own apartment across the street from your sister. Then you landed a starring role as a series regular on a new TV sitcom. KJ, at 22, you were finishing your junior year at the University of North Carolina. You had gone from a walk-on player to earning a scholarship at one of the most prestigious academic and basketball institutions in the country. Add to that the fact that you were in the starting five for several games and played major minutes in key situations. Impressive, but still not as impressive as the life you've begun since. Malloy, at 12, you were about to graduate from elementary school and excited about your new challenges in middle school. And you were accepted to every middle school to which you applied. London. Honestly, I don't typically compare the five of you children, but at 7, you have the best qualities of all your siblings rolled into one. So look out, world. And you're still so young. The curse of the pandemic did bring a silver lining for our family. Under no other circumstances would I have had all of you back in the house at one time, a blended family together again. I'm happy that you older children decided to spend a large amount of lockdown with me. None of us expected the pandemic to go multiple months before the return of any normalcy, let alone stretch into the next few years. But our open conversations during those initial months, over dinner, game nights, TikTok videos, and movie nights, are moments that I will remember forever. The honesty of our conversations about love, fear, anger, aspirations, and many other topics that meant so much to us, was transformational for me as a father. Through this memoir, I want those conversations to continue. The worst of the pandemic seems over, and we haven't been in lockdown together for some time now. But the experiences of 2020 and 2021 changed us forever, forcing us to look inward and lean on those closest to us for new levels of support. Of course, it wasn't just our lives that came to a screeching halt when the pandemic hit. The world of major sports also stopped. After an extended shutdown, the NBA created an environment in Orlando, Florida, to enable the resumption of a shortened season. All players, coaches, and staff going into a bubble at Walt Disney World were tested frequently for the coronavirus. For the first 45 days, no guests were allowed. Players and staff who elected to leave were subject to a 10-day quarantine upon re-entry. Months earlier, I had created a similar bubble for our home. No in and out.